Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. And guys, the Jacksonville Jaguars are kind of getting hot at the right time. Earlier this season, they were 3-0 to start the season. Combs had them in the top 10 in the power rankings, living life, and we're like, whoa, watch out for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it went, pew, right? They were terrible. But since then, they kind of turned it around a little bit. Travis Etienne is starting to come on. Trevor Lawrence is starting to look like a professional quarterback again. And they upset the Tennessee Titans last week pretty handily. They pretty much beat down that Titans team and said, not so fast. Hold my beer. We are coming for that crown. So right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 2 games out of first place behind the Tennessee Titans. So with that being said, they are kind of battling for the playoff spot a little bit. They're pretty much nowhere close to a wild card. They're sitting at 5-8 right now, and they would have to win out and have a lot of help to make a wild card spot. Basically, the Titans would have to win. They would have to win out, that type of thing. But they're pretty much battling for a division. So let's look at the next 4 games that they have in front of them. They do play the Cowboys this week. I have them on upset alert. Watch out for the Jacksonville Jaguars to give the Dallas Cowboys a pretty good game. It's at home. Cowboys are coming off that rough game. Yada, yada, yada. There could be a lot of upsets here. Then they play the Texans. Not very good. They should beat the Texans, but it is a division game. Don't sleep on division games. Then they play a Jets team. We don't know if the Jets are going to be good or bad. The Jets are very, very bipolar right now. And then they end the season with the Tennessee Titans. That could possibly be for the division. So the word that we're going to think about here, what if the Jacksonville Jaguars win the last 4 games and then do not make the playoffs? The word that I'm going to associate that with is load blown. Blowing of the load way too early or way too late, I should say. Because right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are either going to make the playoffs or they're not. And to be honest, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're on the outside looking in. They're not going to beat the Cowboys. They could beat the Texans. They're not going to beat the Jets, and they're not going to sweep the Titans this season. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. So that gives them 6 wins on the season. But from that 5th win to the 6th win is literally going to bump you down 6 to 7 picks in the NFL draft. So why blow your load this year to win a game or 2 just to move down in the draft? The Jacksonville Jaguars need help in the draft. They have some picks that are coming up. There's some players out there that could really, really help them. What is the downfall of the Jacksonville Jaguars right now? It's the ability to have depth on the offensive line. Their defense is pretty good. Offense is not too shabby. Their issue is depth on the offensive line. Offensive line is kind of thin in the NFL draft this season, from what my experts have been saying, Torrey Anderson and Wyatt Williams. We'll see what happens in the next few months. But with that being said, do not blow your load on winning these games. Understand that you are not going to make the playoffs. Even if you win the last 4 games, that puts you at 9-8. Possibly a wild card spot, but probably not. 10 wins is probably the magic number to get into a wild card spot in the AFC. Also, the Tennessee Titans are sitting at 7-6. They win 3 games, they're in. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not a team right now that could win a Super Bowl. They could be the hottest of hot, clicking on all cylinders. Christian Kirk could be catching everything. Travis Etienne could be running for 160 yards. Trevor Lawrence could be passing for 90%. They're still not a team that's going to win a Super Bowl. They cannot compete with the Eagles. They cannot compete with the Cowboys. They cannot compete with the Chiefs. Hell, they can't even compete with the 49ers. They couldn't compete with the Buffalo Bills, right? They are not a team that compete with. They can make the playoffs, but they're not going to be competitive at all. It'll be a load-blowing win there. So Jacksonville Jaguars, just calm down, lose the games, lose out, be 5-12. Call it a day. Who really cares? Next year is the Jacksonville Jaguars years, guys. Next year.
For checking out that man-hour clip. If you're interested in the next video, click the link right here. Of course, subscribe right here. And always join us Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. East Coast time, right here where you're watching this clip. And as always, Man Hour Nation, rise up.